Hello everyone, I'm Ixical, and I'm going to show you how to use the roofs in the Yuushya mod. If you haven't watched it already, go check out my video on how to install the Yuushya mod. Once you've done that, we can get started on the roofs. I'd also recommend the Macaw's roofs because they're pretty good. The roofs in the Yuushya mod are also excellent, but they also have some nuances that we're going to experience in this tutorial. So the first thing you can see is all these different choices called extra shapes. That's pretty good. I want to look at roofs today. So here's my little building with a menu. If we open the chest, I have roof 0, a little thing here, a black one, and some cracked polished blackstone. Let's try and build this roof up using roof 0. It's nice and black, and it doesn't have to be perfect, look. I've left that gap there, but it still works. So let's go all the way across and build this roof up. I want to make sure I can show you how to use this one. It's not the most pretty roof in the world, but it's quite functional. Here is a corner piece. You can stick the corners in like that, look. You have to sort of look left and put them in. Just like that. If we look that way and put it in, nope. So we have to switch it in that way, you see? Put it in and I've got some kind of hideous roof thing. Then I can put these polished blackstones in. Be careful how to lay them. So here I'm going to lay in all of these. Have like 4 rows of these blackstones all the way to the back, removing that one. You have to be careful with this. Obviously, it's got to match the design of what you want on the inside. And I want this because it's hideous. But it's good to learn. We're learning about roofs. Okay, so that's done. Now I can apply this one, which is ridge 0. Put them all the way along like this. You can leave a couple of gaps and it will auto-fill. It's pretty good. Let's do it this side as well. And now I have a rather spectacularly hideous roof. But they can be useful, these. Let's put them in the middle here as well. Nice. It looks kind of interesting. I've made a nice, interesting roof using this particular tile set that you can find in the Yuushya mod. I think it's interesting. It could be good on an older building, certainly. It's something unique, but I don't want those, so let's throw that away. Let's go over here and make a proper roof. In this chest, I have loads of these pale tiles, a wrench, a green gourd, and a GUI tool, and a tile fixer. Very important. Let's put these in the correct order. All of the roof tiles, or most of them, are in upper and lower form. The upper form can go on the top, and the lower form can go on the bottom. Let's have a look how we're going to do this. I'll also take this pale brick, which I'm not sure I want to use. So in this building, I've built it to be sandstone. It does look good. I'll take the sandstone instead. Let's put all the upper tiles here, look. If you put all the upper tiles in neatly and leave the corner, you can fill in the corner. Actually, you can build it one more across. But let's just fill those in for now. Follow the same format. I've also put an AC unit here because it looks cool. Whoops, I need to add one more. Put them all into the corners like that. Then you can put the upper corner in and it corners it nicely. Let's do it again. Use the upper tiles first and then the corner. Cool. Upper tile first like that and then the upper outer corner. It looks pretty good, doesn't it, like that? Excellent. Happy with that. So, let's just say I want to have a bit more roof space. I want to build it triangle like that, you see? So what we have to do first is put in these lower pieces. It says lower tile. Let's stick those all the way across. Now, I don't think I want to do that because I actually want to make it triangular. So that's pretty good. I'm making a few mistakes, but it's not an issue. Let's put those in, but I think I want to remove them. You can put the corners in like that, look. Pretty good. The same method, pointing to the left, and the corners will go in. See? Pretty good. Not like that. It doesn't work. It has to go that way. Now I'm going to build it triangular. So what you have to do here is put these pieces in. Obviously, it depends what you want to use. I want to use this sandstone. Otherwise, it's going to look silly. So let's put in all this sandstone. I recommend using 2 blocks in width like that. So not 3, just 2. All the way along with 2. Same here. The AC unit's in the way, which is a bit of a shame. So maybe I can just destroy that for now. I'll put it in later. Yep. Okay, so go here with 2. Looks pretty good. It fits. Now I can build the roof up a little bit. You see? I want to make it triangle. So if I put them here, it's not going to be the same triangle as I want. I want to have it this way. So put these ones in first. Yeah, that'll do. You'll notice there's a bit of a gap. But don't worry about the gap. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's put all those pieces in. I like that. Now you have to put some more sandstone in, I'm afraid to say. Some sandstone goes here like this, and on this side as well, because we want to build it up. Now I can use the lower ones. The lower ones go in nicely. Pretty good. Let's spin it around and put the lower ones here as well. I'm building an alternate triangle. Notice that gap? It's wrong, but we can fix that. So let's put in some more sandstone here. It has to be 2. Pretty good. All the way along, not making too many mistakes. And then put the upper ones in. Not like that. They have to fit nicely like this, you see? Once that's finished on this side, spin around to this side, put in the pieces again. Excellent work. Yep. Notice this massive gap. I'm unhappy. So here we can use the wrench. Right click with the wrench on these pieces and it will give you this nice fixed block. But there's 2 more that kind of look funny, so you can put the fixers in, one here and one here, turn them into an entity with the green gourd, and then use the GUI modeling tool to move them down and into the bricks. That's pretty good. Let's look at this one again. Look, down and in. Now I've fixed it and you can't see any mess. The roof looks pretty cool. Let's go over here and do the same thing again. Right click them all with the wrench, put in the tile fixers, turn them into entities, and then with the GUI modeling terminal, you just stick them in. They can go into the bricks, no problem. I'm very happy with that roof. And if you want to, you can actually extend it further down with the exact same method. You need the lower parts because lower and upper will connect. And then head over here, leaving the corner. We'll deal with the corner in a second. Just like this. One more. This corner too. Leave it all the way along. Leaving the corner, doing the final row of tiles. Then we can just put in these last 2, look. We can stick in the corner, which is lower outer corner. Now we've brought the roof down to make it look rather spectacular, don't you think? I think that's a pretty cool roof. So that's how to make a fancy roof using the Yuushya mod roofing tiles. Let's just spin ourselves around and go into the house. I kind of want to fix that AC unit which we took out, you see. Now those roof tiles do look good. If you take away too many though, you can expose the roof area and it looks a bit odd. So let's just fill that one back up. Maybe I can leave 1 gap, you see, just leaving the 1 going all the way around. But we needed the 2 to build it. It's not an issue. I don't like to have that hole. I like that. So now we can find a place to put the air conditioning unit. First, I need to find some sandstone columns, and I like these. And I'm going to grab the air conditioning unit as well. Type in air space con, and you can get it. First, I'm going to put in these columns, which is also sandstone. It looks good. And I kind of want to have the AC unit above the door. Kind of matches where the system is. So what you could do is pop some holes in there though. But you can see that gap. I don't like it. It makes me mad. So what I'm going to do instead is put that back and put the AC unit here perhaps. Put those back and then you can turn that into an entity and then shift it up just a little bit. Maybe come out like that. It's pretty good. You can put it wherever you want, to be honest. Sometimes the air conditioning unit is above the door though, isn't it? Like that. So you can always turn it into an entity and then use the GUI terminal to move it as you want. That is cool. This roof system looks good. Very old style Japanese roof. Great. So now I have a different template for a house. It's an L-shaped house, and in the box I have dark tiles. I also have the same tools, a wrench, a green gourd, and a GUI terminal. Let's just take all of these roof tiles out, and then we can start building the new roof. I do want to have all of those tiles in place. So here it's an L-shaped building. First we can put the dark tile uppers in. Notice how it sits on the window. It's not an issue, it still looks good. Leave the corner and then spin round all the way. This one I want to show you the inner piece as well. That's the point of building this. So go all the way across, no issue. Heading into the building like this. Leave that piece, it's a corner piece. Then we can use the inner upper on this bit here, look. Like that, and it connects. I've got a fancy roof system, looks great. Now for the rest of it I can use the outer pieces, making sure to look slightly left to put the pieces in. If I look right it doesn't work, so I need to be aiming left on the corners, just like that. Every corner is done, my little place is looking better. So let's build it up. Here I want to have a triangle like that, and here I want to have a triangle like that. Sounds like it could be some trouble, but it's not too bad. So let's build this one up first. I need the lower tiles like that. Then I can grab some of this sandstone stuff, the patterned brick. then put in more of the lower tiles. Okay, that's good. Go around here and repeat the process. Here though, I need to lay it onto the windows like that. It's very careful to do. It's a bit tricky sometimes. The triangle's going here. Now I need upper tiles. First, I've got to put in more of those bricks, which you can change later. There's not an issue, but you need to have those bricks to lay the upper parts on. Now I can lay all those upper parts in. Pretty good. Spin it round and put them here as well. Have all the upper parts. We'll change that in a minute. I do have a nice gap, but the lower ones don't fit. So you need to have another row of bricks, and they should be 2 across in order to fit the upper and the lower pieces. While I'm here, I might as well fill in the rest of the roof, because I don't want to have any gaps. And the gaps are going to be there because this triangle roof is going to have those gaps like in the previous example, but we can fix them. So here you want to use the lower tiles, and they go all the way across, just like before. Here again, you want to put in the lower tiles, no issue. Then you want the upper tiles, just like this. Absolutely perfect. Spin it round and put in more upper pieces. Good, that's done. So that's the roof. I have a nice gap, which I don't like. I'm going to fix that now to show you how to do it again. It's kind of the same as before. So here you can right-click all of those pieces, just like this. All of the pieces get right-clicked, and then you can put in those fixes if you want to. The fixes, I need 4 of them though. So turn all 4 of those into entities and just shift them into the wall. Sometimes you can shift them down, but it seems I don't need to shift them down. Just shift them into the wall and it's all hidden. That looks really good. You can also do it here too, on those corners, but it leaves that grey bit hanging over the edge. It's not too much of an issue. If you turn it off, you can see the gap, and that's not very good, is it? So I always like to turn it on. Alternate the design. So here I want to have another triangle kind of opposing the previous one. Could be trouble, but let's find out. Let's take all of the pieces. I don't need the fixer for now. First, I need to put in the lower pieces. Sit those on the windows like I explained before, and then spin it round here. You've got to be careful to put it onto the window. Sometimes it can be a problem. And then at the front part, I want to remove some of these ones and have that triangle again. It could be difficult to do, so I need to take the bricks, put in these upper parts first, and then stick in some bricks underneath. That way I can have all the upper parts. So then I need to put in all the upper parts to go across, leaving that bit there because I might need to have a corner piece. Could be useful. You can absolutely have a corner piece there, or you can bring it across if you want to. It's entirely up to you. I like the idea of having that corner piece. In the middle, you can have something called a ridge. So what I need to do here is put in those pieces, but the window's there, so I've got to be careful. Get this ridge, and that one is a lower ridge. It doesn't quite fit, look. See, so I might need to have another layer of bricks here. Put those onto that. Put those bricks all the way along. Then get the ridge back again. Here, if I try the upper ridge, it's too far up. So I've got to remove those, and then I can put the lower ridge in. Always remember to alternate upper and lower. Lower must connect to upper and upper must connect to lower. At the front, I can use the wrench to right-click and have that nice tile fixer all the way along. It does hang off the edge, but it's not a problem. Let's get this tile fixing block, put it here, turn it into an entity, and then shift it into the house. And now I've hidden all of the gaps. How good is that? Let's try and fix this bit over here. Obviously, this is lower and upper, so I've got to be careful with the corner. I want uppers here. That's also upper, which is pretty good. That's lower. It does leave a gap there. You don't need to worry about that unless you want to. And here I need to find the upper inner corner. Put in the upper inner corner, not like that, and it will connect and leave a nice lovely gap. Do the same here. So put in that tile, change this one for the inner corner. It should be the same both sides. That has to be upper. So here it's upper and that bit's lower, so it could be trouble. It's not going to connect properly. Here is lower and here is upper. So upper, upper, and this bit would be the corner. You can have the lower corner here. Kind of makes sense if you figure it out. And that looks pretty good. And here you need to have the upper corner. Just like that, so it fits. And the rest of it I could fill with ridge. So put in those bricks and then put the ridge in, just like that, to match. You can have another one as well if you want to. And now I have a nice roof that looks fancy. If you want to fix this bit here, you can, but it's a bit tricky to do. But I like it apart from those bits that hang off the edge. It's not a huge issue. If you wrench it, it will remove it, and I kind of like it. You could wrench the rest of these along here, look, to add a little bit more, but it always leaves a gap, so I kind of like to not wrench those. I just want to leave them nice and plain, so I don't have too much issue. Just on that corner there and the other one to hide the little gap, otherwise birds are going to get in. That's the way of looking at it. So here, what you could do is remove this one, maybe remove another one, and you could put in a piece there like that, and then wrench it. That's one way of fixing it. Maybe you could have a corner piece. It does look okay, but you can't wrench that one, which is trouble. You could put the fixer in, maybe. So let's see if we could try the fixer. Turn it into an entity, move it into the wall and down. Obviously, it's going to leave that clipping. So you could try rotating it a little bit on this axis. Maybe the x-axis. Rotate it just a little bit, move it across. That's one way of fixing it. It's not ideal. I don't know how you could do that properly, to be honest. It's a choice. It's a choice. But it does leave that hideous triangle part there, which I don't like. Anyway, that's another way of fixing it. We shouldn't get too caught up on this. The best course of action would probably be to leave the original piece that we had there. So that would be the lower piece like that. It doesn't look too bad. Or maybe that way and then fix that one. I like that too. Pretty cool. Yeah, it does look great, doesn't it? So here I have a new kind of roof. It's going to be for a witch's roof, and I'm using the Macaw's roof mod now. I'm taking nether brick tiles and nether brick roofs. These are steep. Let me show you how cool these are. If you put in the steep base part first, and then move them across like this, they connect very easily, trouble-free, not like the usual ones, but I do like the usual ones, don't bully them. Put in these lower parts here, they can connect across and leave like a ledge. Now I'm getting some kind of gothic mansion, and it does look fancy. Making sure to put it at the top part, they will leave this funny ledge. It does look good. Really cool if you connect it all the way across. Great, if you want to, you can add a little bit more to it, but I don't like that. I prefer the lower ledge. That's amazing. Now I can use these steep roof top parts, or top roof steep or whatever, and then connect them like this, and I have a nice nether brick roof that is looking rather steep. Being careful to put the pieces in like this. This is good for witches' houses, maybe magicians' houses, or something mystical and beautiful. I actually used it on a gothic house build. If you want to go and watch that, you're welcome to. Now we could put in a few nether bricks. You can always level this up just a bit more using the base ones like this, all the way across. It does get a bit funny here because the design is different, but you can use the base ones like this, then put the steep ones above it and they will connect. It's pretty good. It's difficult with that like extra bit. It's a bit easier if it's just a square one, but they do look good like this. Put those nether bricks in too. Now I've got myself a nice steep roof, kind of mystical, a little bit gothic, and that's what I'm going for, really. You can put in a few extra bits like that, level it up however you want, but it does get a bit complex now because it's not exactly perfect. I like that, it's got a little steeple. These are some of the Macaw's roof tiles, and they are pretty good. I absolutely recommend using the Macaw's roof tiles too. The usual ones are good, they're great in fact, but the Macaw's ones connect a little bit better. There's one last thing I want to show you, and that requires no mods at all. There's the quartz slab, but there's also the Macaw's things in there too, actually, so it does require mods. Here you can simply use the quartz slabs to make a simple offset mansion-looking thing. I often use these on contemporary builds, because, you know, to be honest, it's very simple and easy to do. You don't need any mods and you just put slabs. How cool is that? You can alternate whether you put them high or low, go around the edge like this to have a little rain thing. It's pretty easy to do and there's no problems at all. I really like using this method, absolutely. You can also remove away these bits here at the top, change a bit of those things here, look, remove those oak ones, and now I've got a nice contemporary roof with no effort. Here though, in the Macaw's, you do have a rain gutter, and you can just put it up like that and it connects to itself, sticking the rain gutters to the side like that. I don't need to use any tools, and I've got myself a nice fancy design. I hope this roof tutorial has been of some use to you. If it has, subscribe, send me a comment. You're also welcome to go and check the 32 Definitive Yuushya Tips Guide. It's pretty helpful if you don't know what you're doing. I'm Macaw, and I'll see you next time.